Hello all, welcome to Tech Classroom. Today we are going to see what is prop drilling in ReactJs. Prop drilling is the process of passing a data from a parent component to a deeply nested child component through multiple intermediate components. Now let us have a look at the code. We have app component, so that is our parent component, and we have a first child component, and then we have a last child component. What we are going to do is passing a data from this parent component to this first child component, and from this first child component to this last child component. In order to differentiate the parent component and the child component, I have marked them with different color borders. So the component with red color border is our parent component, and the component with our green with a green color border is our first child component, and the component with the blue color border is our last child component. So what we are going to do is we have an input box in our parent component. So whatever we are typing in that input box, so that will be displayed in our last child component. So let us see how this could be achieved. If you could see the parent component, we have something called data. Data is the state that is being defined in this app.js. So the data is the value of the input box, and this value gets changed as soon as we type something in the input box. So this is happening because of the onChange event handler of the input box. And as soon as we set the data, so that data is being passed as a props to the first child component. And if you could check the first child component, so we are getting the data from the app.js, that is our parent component, and we are just directly passing it as a props to our last child component. And if we look at last child component, we are getting the data from the first child component, and we are displaying the data in our last child component. Let us check this in our UI. This is our UI, and if you could see the parent component, we have an input box here, and we are going to type something in this input box, and we are going to pass that to our first child component, and from that first child component we are just passing it to the last child component, and that data will be displayed here. So whatever we are typing in the parent component, that will be displayed in our last child component. So I'm going to type prop drilling. So I just typed prop drilling in the input box in our parent component, and that is being displayed in the last child component. So this is what prop drilling means. Thank you.